This is the Pinty Pro 1x22mm 3 MOA red dot. It came as shown in a black plastic case. And inside the case, you'll find the following items. Except in my case, the user manual was missing, which really isn't an issue since I've owned other red dots. But if you're missing yours and you're a newbie, I'd suggest just checking out some YouTube tutorials on zeroing a red dot. The body appears to be milled aluminum. It feels solid and well built, no blemishes, gaps, or ill-fitting parts, the kind of stuff that you'd expect to see in really cheap Chinese Aimpoint knockoffs. But in style, it pretty much is a copy of the Aimpoint Micro S1, including the turret covers, which have two protruding pins that function as your adjustment tool for elevation and windage. The unit features 11 brightness settings, which is good for an indoor range or outdoor range or even a mount environment where you'd be transitioning between the two. In direct sunlight, the reticle at its brightest setting was bright enough to see against the sky or roof line. Even at its lowest setting, the reticle was still visible outdoors in the shade. The reticle appears sharp and clear even with my old slightly astigmatized eyes, and I noticed no blooming or color shift near the edges of the lens. Okay, is it waterproof? Let's find out. Okay. Yep, still works. But after a few minutes, the lenses started to fog up from the inside. I had to look underneath the battery and turret covers, and they were dry, so obviously water still got into the tubes somewhere. As to being fog and waterproof, this unit fails. So unfortunately, the lenses stayed foggy, so I'll be sending this unit back for a replacement. But it was clear enough for me to zero out the target, and it didn't take very long to adjust the turrets. In fact, it was pretty close to zero straight out of the box. Okay, I started with a target on the far right on the middle row, and my first shots were off the black, or just at the edge of the black on the bottom left, and I adjusted, and I made a slight adjustment, maybe 2 or 3 clicks to move the point of impact right, and I proceeded to fire another 10 rounds into the target on the left side of the center row, and I got an acceptable group as far as I'm concerned. So I was pretty confident we had zero, so I adjusted my rifle stand and fired 10 rounds into the bottom row rightmost target, and then proceeded to the use and abuse test to see if it would hold zero after that. So, to simulate the effects of recoil over a number of range visits or just regular use, I mean, even in a padded rifle bag, you're gonna accidentally bump your rifle as you're loading your car trunk or it's sliding around in the back of your truck bed. I banged it up a little bit with my ammo box. And then I loaded up a fresh mag and fired 5 rounds on the bottom right target to see if the optic still held zero after that abuse. And here are the results, which actually I find a little surprising. The last group is on the bottom right corner, and it's actually tighter than the previous two, which are the bottom row and the middle row on the left side. So we can say unequivocally that the unit was able to hold at zero even after recoil and abuse, so that's saying something about it. And I should mention that Pinty actually sent this optic to me for review, and as you saw here, I didn't pull any punches on reviewing this thing. If they would have just been upfront about it not being waterproof, I would have probably modified the test to simulate rain rather than sinking it underwater. But in any case, you know, there is a failure there in terms of the seal on the tube. So, you know, it is what it is. I hope this video was useful in helping you decide if this optic is right for you. And if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, because it really helps me out. Anyway, thanks for watching. You be safe out there. Moondog, out.